shaping a world where technology and humanity converge for a greater good. But the beauty of this AI revolution lies in its accessibility, no longer confined to the realms of coding experts. AI creation is democratized through platforms like Autogon AI, a no-code.
Okay, I think we're having network issues from OAT, so in a minute should be back.
Yeah, it seems we lost Mr. Obi. He was speaking about AI.
Yeah, so I'll just check on you.
Hello, good evening. Hikma.
Hi, Lekon.
Yes, so Mr. Obiebuka, uh, like you said, seems like he lost connection. So he's not here now. Uh, so I would suggest
Okay,
we
I'll
give
pick it
him
up
some
again.
time,
So yeah, I'll pick
probably
it up
like
from
two
here. Why?
minutes,
Yeah,
and
I'll
see
pick
if
it up while
he,
you join
he
us. Sorry.
can join us back.
Yeah, I'll pick it up from
Lekon,
here.
I think
So
Mr. Olutuye said he would pick it up from here.
yeah,
Okay,
why
okay.
we wait for it? All right. So
Oh,
basically, the projections we were speaking of parrots for the issues, we're looking at the fact that um in the coming years, and then I need to share. Okay, let me just pick it up from here. So projections is in the last 1 year, we've looked at the fact that the technology that has been accepted directly first hand from inception, evolution of AI. I mean, in previous years, Africa has always been a continent that always took the backseat at the adoptions of new technologies. We think about the eras of mobile phones and look at where Nigeria has gradually started using it. We could look at a lot other revolutions too. Okay, Miss Taobi will be back on the call now. We need speaker access. Please, can you grant him speaker access? He's back on the call.
hello, Mr. Olutuyo. Yeah, you were speaking, but I'm not sure it's me.
Yes, I
You're not
said
quite audible.
Mr. Obi is back on the call. Can you
Yeah.
grant him speaker access? He's back on the call. Please
Okay.
grant him speaker access.
All right. I'll do that now. All right.
Okay, hi guys.
Mr.
Sorry.
Obiebuka.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, are you there? Yeah, sorry about that.
It's nice to have you back, sir. Welcome.
Was visible and am I heard?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can
I
see
can
your
hear you.
screen and we can hear you.
Welcome.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. So in closing out my small speech, I said, so as we embark on this journey, I leave you with a question to ponder. In a world where AI can turn data into solutions, what problem will you solve? What mark will you leave on this rapidly changing world? The future is not just in our hands, it's in our minds, our imaginations, and let's shape it. Yeah, so that ends my speech. Now, before I do some closing out items, look at this slide before you. For those of you who have been following World Economic Forum, there are several major global challenges, not just in the health sector. With global warming, climate change is eating humanity existence as fast as you can imagine. Like, I doubt if some of you are following those interesting reports. With the fast hazardous effect of climate change, by 2050, even some major part of the earth is going to run out of clean water. Aside clean water, if you look at the whole collapsing of the ice and the iceberg, there is a major challenge in several countries, and this global warming is going to be eating humanity race, humanity existence, causing extinction of so many things, including humanity, introducing chemical changes, cancer, and more interesting diseases. What problems would you solve? Now, okay, before I even go into why this whole intelligence, why do we need artificial intelligence? Why do we need extra intelligence? Okay, on my screen here, you can see education. There's still major education problem. There's still a very uneven balance, very, very strong imbalance between some economies and some other economies. For those of you who follow this guy Tunde, of slum to, is this slum to something, this chest to slum, something like that, and you see the interesting stuff Tunde is doing, and you see how some people are deprived of quality education. Transportation and urban planning, it's a major problem in major cities. Artificial intelligence has a whole lot of solutions to profile to humanity's strongest problems: cancer, see HIV/AIDS. Till today, we don't have for HIV/AIDS, but we've been able to get some medications that can manage the entire thing. And there are still some diseases like herpes. There are still some super interesting diseases that don't have cure today. What solutions would you prefer to make the world a better place? Every single thing around you built by somebody, and this we have we have computer intelligence right now to command, to command at every point in time to solve these interesting problems, to engage in these interesting problems. What problem will you solve in your time? And the beautiful thing is, either you are coming in as on a career path or and as an entrepreneur, there is a whole lot of opportunities, a whole lot of opportunities. So, very briefly at Autogon AI, we've built an infrastructure that makes it easy for businesses and individuals. This includes you to easily build and integrate intelligence into your day-to-day. The next biggest problems are with you. In fact, investors are waiting to come on into your startup, be it a fintech startup or a health startup or an agriculture startup or insurance startup. Like I was looking at some of the insurance players. Some of you will build solutions that will disrupt Curacell. By the time you even take a closer look at what we're about to expose to you, you see how very easy it is for you to build intelligence and integrate intelligence to your day-to-day systems that will transform the way businesses and the way individuals operate in their day-to-day. And yes, We at Autogon AI, we are having some interesting project that is going to be coming from you guys. We are very happy to sponsor such. So it's an era of intelligence, and yes, the white have ruled us for many years due to knowledge gap, and eight of their two ships with are known to be biased. Like last time, one thing was trending on Twitter: a hand sanitizer that was supposed to dispense to everyone, but when a black man places his hand, it does not dispense. But when a white man places his hand, it dispenses. Now we've built intelligence. Intelligence now, computer intelligence now can work for you. We've tailored the product and infrastructure that makes it very easy for you to build intelligence. What problems will you solve? So it's time we bring in intelligence to solve our local problems, but with global perspective. Um, Enjoy your journey prosperity using Autogon AI, and I will hand over the mic. Thanks, everybody. Oh, sorry, before I hand over the mic, yes, why does the world need artificial intelligence, extra intelligence? Um, Humans, are we not enough? We have over 7.8 billion people around the world. Yes, um, there are so many complex problems, so many complex problems, and that's why even here the whole quantum computing, even aside quantum computing, like this Google AlphaFold, that's a problem in protein structure. There are some complex problems humanity have not been able to decipher. Like, see how coronavirus ate the world. It really showed very very, very little our intelligence has really come so far, and how much more we need to put at work, how we need to engage extra intelligence, extra superpowers, understand our environment, understand the ecosystem, understand what your eyes can see today is a three-dimensional shape world you can see. There's the four dimension, there's the five dimension, up to dimension. So we need extra intelligence to help us understand different dimensions, different realms, different quantums, different qubits, different quantities around us, how they behave, and turn these interesting things into solving the next biggest problem. So yeah, you can see my screen. Efficiency in problem solving. AI is going to help us with that. So not just our intelligence working, the machine is also working with us. Innovation. Yes, we get much more innovative. And yes, I urge every one of you to join. There's this finance webinar that's going to be coming up on 24th of this month. Yes, and we have super folks in the not just the Nigerian and Ghana space. We have from UK, US, coming to understand how AI can applies into finance, and it's going to be very transformational. Innovation, yes, banking 5.0, moving from 4.0 to 5.0. What is the shift? From shift, how do we interact with data? How are we supposed to interact with data? Intelligent automation, yes, hyper personalization of customer data, understanding behavioral patterns, understanding when there's a behavioral shift. Mr. A logs into his banking application and he spends 5 minutes in the banking app. And tomorrow he spends 4 minutes. And in 3 days' time, he spends 30 minutes. That's a deviation. That's an abnormal transaction. Aside that, Mr. A is always transacting from spot A. Tomorrow is transacting from another spot. In a month, he does average of 5 to 10 transactions. But one particular time, he started doing 100 to 150 transactions. Those are deviations. And there are many more other data patterns that we can study, because data has a soul that needs to be learned. So intelligent automation is going to be driving on interesting understanding of data, enhance accessibility. Yes, so AI even makes it for people with disabilities. Yes, like one one startup was building leveraging Autogon AI using a stick, building AI models that can run in that stick, leveraging LiDAR technology to so a man will be able to see and sense his environment, leveraging LiDAR technology. Works with light wave, understanding the environment, triggering response. Oh, don't go there, go here, don't go there, go here, an object here. So it just gives him a vibration and the guy is able to feel it and know how to navigate his way. Personalized education, safety and risk management, economic growth, and global challenges. AI shouldn't just be a buzzword for every one of you. What problem would you solve? There's so many problems affecting humanity today. You can go check out World Economic Forum and check some super interesting, even Google top 10, top 20 biggest problems, not just in the health sector, in the global warming sector. And you see there's call for so many entrepreneurs, so many innovators to come bring artificial intelligence to solve humanity biggest problem. There's going to bring about distinction, like it's going to humanity are going to be wiped out, purged out from the surface of earth if we don't solve these problems. What problem will you solve? So yeah, I'll hand over the mic here. Thanks everybody, and yeah, good to have you guys here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Obi Ebuka. This opening session was thrilling and captivating. And personally, I am amazed at the endless possibilities that comes with AI. So you talked about how AI has a huge impact on global problems, from health to climate change, transportation, agriculture, and food security. And I must say, it's really amazing that this comes with AI. Like AI can solve this problem. um I think my favorite part of your speech was where you said the future is not just in our hands, it's in our mind. So let's shape it. Thank you so much for this amazing session. So we'll be moving on, and next up is demonstration by Mr. David, and he's going to be giving us demos of computer vision of Autogon AI. So welcome, Mr. David. You have the floor.
Okay, thank you, Kehinde. Let me share my screen. Okay, so welcome to the Autogon platform. So here's my dashboard, and I'm going to be demonstrating some computer vision models and how to make some on our platform. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to be demonstrating or demoing a particular project that's part of the health space. So lately, we've been working on some health projects with our latest feature, LabelCraft. So this platform now, or this feature, helps you build object detection models without having to write any line of code. As simple as importing your images and annotating them, you can build very powerful models that can detect multiple objects in your images. I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with such models. They are some of the most popular um, interests in computer vision. Okay, so in this project, a model was trained to identify personal protective equipment for COVID-19 staff, or for staff working on COVID-19 patients. So this model was trained. Over here, you can see the metrics and other advanced info on your model. Let me run a test. So here I'm uploading an image for the model to predict or to detect stuff in the image. As you can see here, the model has correctly detected a lot of stuff for this stuff. So this model can be used in hospitals where you want to check whether the staff are wearing the correct equipment. So if a staff is underdressed or is not fit to enter the theater, then the staff wouldn't be allowed. So that's just a use case for this particular model. Okay, so down here, you can increase the thresholds. So maybe you only want to receive um, annotations that the model is for at least 40% sure of. So you can see it has removed that overall that I was detecting. So it was a bit unsure of that overall, but it's still sure of the gloves, the mask, the goggles, and so on. Okay, let me go over to another project in this same platform. Still in the medical space, we have head CT scans. So in this particular project, a model was trained to, let's say, to accurately detect hemorrhages in the brain. So as you can see here, here's a positive hemorrhage with it's just 3 days old at least, or at most 3 days old. So here's the training data. So if you want to add more images, you can just open here, upload a file. After uploading the file onto the platform, you now annotate it. So it's as easy as drawing a bounding box and labeling it. Let me just label this. As easy as that. Can annotate multiple images, so like thousands. The more the better. After that, you train your model, specify the image dimensions, the number of epochs, all those advanced stuff, which I won't be going into much detail here because it's going to take a lot of time. So I'm just going to be demoing some of the models that have been built on these projects. Okay. Brain hemorrhage. So as you can see, it's here you have confidence levels for every, like, okay, they are called bounding boxes. For every bounding box that the model predicts, it's given a confidence level. That's what this confidence threshold filters for. So if I increase the confidence threshold, because in this case, the model might have been unsure of this area. If we increase the confidence threshold, let's say like 50%, then it would filter out, or I say it will filter out bounding boxes that the model is not sure of up to 50 or less than 50%. If it's not up to 50% sure of it, it shouldn't include it. So that's what the threshold levels are for. So for the more technical people, they can actually look at the annotation data. They can copy it, use it on their platform. We have public APIs for this, so you can use to build personal projects, applications, whatever you want to do with them. And you didn't have to write any line of code to get this model. So that's the beauty of the platform. Okay, I'll be showcasing one more. Okay, so here we have surgical tools detection. So for this project, we actually annotating is just drawing bounding boxes over the images to highlight the objects that you want to detect. And then you give them tags or you give them whatever data that you're meant to give them. Let this just load up. Okay. My network is a bit slow. Wait, sorry, I'm having network issues. Currently working on them. Let me just reload this. Okay, so you can see a sample annotation. Here we have a curved mirror scissor and a scalpel. You can go over view other images. Okay. Yes, this wasn't fully annotated. Other images, other annotations. So after annotating all the images that are required, you train your model. Training model could take from a few minutes to hours, depending on the size of the data set. For example, now in this data set, we have 3,000 images, 640 by 640. So training this model actually took us like 8 hours to train because of the size of the data set. Okay, let me run a test. So you give the model your image and the model detects the objects in them and draws the bounding boxes on top of them. You can see the annotation data again over here. You can, okay, so that's that for our Labelcraft platform. Computer vision models, because a lot of computer vision models aren't just object detection. We have image classification, image regression, image segmentation, you understand, very advanced stuff. So for that, we actually have a platform for the more advanced users. So I'm open up a demo project. So in this project now, we want to have full control over training a model. So over here, a model can be trained to classify between. So this is our studio. So here you have lots of functions. So you like hundreds of lines of code. We've already written all the code for you. All you have to do is just drag and drop. So I just dragged and dropped a simple linear regression model and so on. So you have the deep learning, you even have automated deep learning. So here you can drag in an automated image classifier. So it automatically train a model for you without you having to customize anything. Here we have a sequential neural network. So those that are familiar with neural networks, that's deep learning. Width by height. So here we flatten it into a single array and then it feeds into the final dense layer where a sigmoid function clamps the values between 0 and 1. 0 meaning cats and 1 meaning a dog. So that's the more low level stuff or advanced stuff, deep stuff on the platform. So you can train. I'm just bringing a predict block. Okay. Over here, artificial neural network prediction. So you can also predict test data, you pass in your raw image data and you get your prediction. We also have what we call a pipeline. It's my, okay, I got disconnected. Let me just fix that. Okay, so in the pipeline, you can create what we call a prediction pipeline. For example, if you want your data to be pre-processed before calling the model inferencing, as before the model predicts, you want to pre-process your data, you can build that here. So you can drag in data encoding, automated data pre-processing, and so on. Okay, that's that for the studio. Again, I'm trying to be very brief with a lot of these demos. Studio on its own, another huge platform that's well documented. So we'll provide documentation for some of these APIs after the call. Okay, so another feature, another computer vision feature we have on Autogon, or another place where you can find computer vision models, is our Autogon core. So over here, you can find some pre-built models like text to image, text to speech, and so on. So for this demo, I'll be showcasing the image specific models. Okay, so let me say generate an image of a futuristic city. Select the output size, let me say 512 by 512. And it will generate an image for us, the popular text to image. So over on our Autogon core, we've brought together a lot of the popular models and very useful models together for you in one place. Create image of a futuristic city, skyscrapers. I don't know why it's actually dropped these trees. So of course, the smaller the image size, the faster it would run. In most network. Okay. This is actually taking a while. Let me just reload this since my network is actually caught that request. Okay.
Why David shows that demo? For those bloggers you have, those bloggers who are trying to generate a unique image for titles of their blog post or TikTok or WhatsApp status, you're trying to come up with a very unique content. So from text and image, that it's unique images in line with your brand. Yeah, you can come generate something very unique and personalized. I need an image that matches the kind of content I'm about to push out. I need an image that matches the title I'm about to push out. Yeah, you can generate custom images. So David, if your network is bad, you can show something else.
Okay. Okay, let me go over to text detection in images. So with this model, it's actually an OCR, so optical character recognition. Let me just run a simple demo. So identity card. So what this model does is that it detects text in the image, and you can tie this one now to an LLM for asking more complex questions like what's the person's surname and so on. Really don't know what's going on with my network right now. Wait, please hold on. Let me try something. Okay, let me try this now. Okay, so if you guys can still hear me, this model has picked up all the text. As you can see, it has even highlighted the text in the image, all the text in the image, and dropped all of them for us in text formats. So I'm sure you can really imagine the uses of this model. Again, all of these are accessible via our API, very easy to integrate with any of your applications or projects. Let me try this text to image again. Okay. All right. 512 by 512. That's not really this bad. Yeah. Let me just continue with other models. Let's see if this will load later. Okay, so over here we have label detection. So what this model does is automatically assigns labels. So it tells you what it thinks the image is about or what it roughly detects in the image. So rough labels. So you can see it's 98% sure that this is essentially a brown image. You can label this image as brown. So assuming you're building a model for color classification, this is a suitable label, brown. Plants. So you can see plants in the image. You have couch, furniture, building, orange, wood, comfort, interior design. So all of these are suitable labels. This could also be used for, let's say you're building, okay, let's say you're building a an image searching application where you type in text and it searches through your images. Now, of course, you not images aren't something that's they aren't things that have text attributes attached to them. So with this model, you can generate text attributes for your image. So if someone searches interior design, it will get the image an interior design label was that an interior design label was printed out, was attached to it. So you search interior design, it checks images that have been labeled as interior design and it will bring them up for you. So this label detection is another very powerful feature, which I'm sure you can already imagine the uses. Let me go over to another one. Okay, so over here we have landmark detection. So what this model does is it gives you the map coordinates of landmarks that you give it. So if you give it an image, if you upload an image of a popular landmark to the model, it will give you map coordinates of um where that landmark is located. Again, another very useful model for geolocation. So here we have the National Theatre in Nigeria. So it has correctly located this particular structure on the map via Google Maps. Okay, if you still want more, okay, we have logo detection. So what this model does is it detects popular logos from popular companies. So long established brands, it can correctly identify them. So here we have a Starbucks cup. So the model has correctly identified the brand and dropped a label for that brand. Okay, so over here for the second image, wait, please hold on, let me set this. For the second image, we have a Nike cap. Again, another accurate prediction for the brand just from their logos. Okay, I think that would be all from my end. So I've showcased, in summary, I've showcased some of the models that we have pre-built on our Autogon core platform. I've shown you how you can build some of your own object detection models on our Labelcraft platform. And lastly, I've also shown you how, okay, hold on. I've also shown you how you can build more advanced models, not even just image models. You can build multiple kinds of models on our studio platform. Okay, so that would be all from me. Any questions?
Thank you so much, Mr. David. It was really fascinating. You gave demonstration of computer vision models, most importantly, your major tools like Laborcraft, Core, Studio, etc. And you also mentioned that you have public APIs for use, which I find really amazing. And the features of these tools, your products, they are really nice. Object detection, especially for healthcare in medical imaging, surgical tool detection. I think people found the Autogon AI core really amazing. The text to image detection, label detection, landmark detection, they are really, really amazing. Thank you so much, sir. So we'll be moving on to our next speaker, and is Mr. Olutuye Mayowa, and he's going to be featuring Studio Wizard, which is also a product of Autogon AI. Mr. Olutuye, you have the floor.
Okay. Maiwa.
And let me quickly chip in. There'll be question and answer session. So if you have any questions, just note them down, and our speakers is going to do justice to your questions.
Okay, while we are waiting for Maiwa, let me just show
So
the.
I think my one needs speaker access. Uh, Admin, you want to grant him speaker access?
'24, will you be the one to grant him access?
I think it's done already.
Okay. Welcome,
Mm,
Mr. Mayowa.
yeah, yeah, he's on. He has access.
Hello, can you hear me properly? Hello, can you hear me properly?
Yes, we can now.
Yes, we
All
can
right.
hear you, Mr.
I
Mayowa.
apologize. I've been speaking for a while actually. I didn't know I was not audible. So, like I was saying, because of time, I wanted to demo the studio part of our platform. This part of our platform is the part that um does a bit of quick prediction, like what David has showed. But I would pause that, and we can have maybe later session to talk about that, because I'll be talking about the hackathon that I'll be having soonest. And of course, because we don't have much time, I'll close out in a bit. And I'll take it from where David actually just stopped. And you look at the fact that he mentioned a lot of things around medical advancements and how AI will be helping up with that. And as a company and as an organization, we saw a gap in a particular field of medicine, which is radiology. Now, even in the conventional medicine world, you know that the ratio of doctors to patients is really absurd, especially because a lot of doctors are living in Nigeria. And now, how do we sort of bring an advancement where
radiology diagnosis are sped up and it's faster, and we build sharp models, interesting models like what David has shown you around some very interesting problems in the radiology world, from hemorrhage detection to breast cancer detection. And all of this, all we need to do is get the scans, and without having a radiologist present, you can actually interpret and check the degree of these cancers, the accuracy, of course, with models that have been trained with extensive images. So the accuracy is somewhat very interesting. And we are having a hackathon that is centered around this, where we want us to come and use the Autogon platform to build interesting models around radiology. After now, I'll be sharing the link to this application with the lead of this wonderful community so you can share with the people, and would love everybody to join that hackathon and explore, look at medical diagnosis that you've had as it relates to radiology, or even for people that you know that has died of a few of these things, and how we can actually solve those problems using AI, and we are eliminating the need for a medical doctor to actually give diagnostic results around around these problems these problems. And yeah, that's that. So I'll just love us to take questions in a bit. So for the parts I was supposed to demo, I have recorded a few tutorials on all of these things on our YouTube channel. I'll share that with the lead, and of course more recordings will be coming out, so you can actually refer to that for some of these demonstrations. I'm sorry I couldn't make these demonstrations here because we have really spent a lot of time exploring a lot of other beautiful stuff. And of course, yeah, the price pool for this hackathon is about $5,000 across all these winners, and these prizes ranges from money to credits on the platform for winners to explore interesting stuff using our platform and exploring the power of the platform as well. So I'll just love us to take two questions, three questions, and I could actually drop our official email, so you could send us a mail if you have more questions. You could even book a session with us to have a one-on-one, and we'd love to address every concern you might have. So I'll take two questions because we have like 15 minutes left on this call, and I'll refer you to who should respond, and drop our contacts emails so we can have conversations. You could book one-on-one sessions with our Calendly, and yes, we can take it up from there. So, Ikma, you want to take questions and reply to the people, and myself too, if I would be responding as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mayowa. It's good to hear you have pre-recorded videos for your presentation. So, audience, do we have any questions? Is there anything that you find fascinating and you want to clarify, or just any question at all? Please shoot.
Hello guys.
Okay, so let me just. Do you want to say something, David?
No, I
Wole
just wanted
Kanyat.
to iterate if um if anyone has questions, you can feel free to uh, or mute your mic. Our speakers are still available to answer them if you have any. Okay, I see.
Okay, let me just ask a question. When Mr. David was speaking, he said it takes time for the model to be trained. So I just want to ask that model that you'll be training, like, is there a minimum amount of images that you have to give the is there a minimum amount of images you have to feed the model to actually train it? I don't know if that's coherent enough.
Okay, was that question for Mr.
Yeah.
David, you want to answer that question?
Yes, please.
All right, please go ahead. David, yeah, okay, good.
Hello, Kende.
David, did you get my question?
Sir Mayowa, if you can feel free to answer the question if you um if you
Let me jump in. So for the minimum amount of images for Autogon label craft, so today we work with minimum amount of about 15 thereabout. And why so is because the images is going to be splitted into train sets, test set, and validation sets. So yeah, so we try to work with 15 as a minimum amount, so you can get something, you can get a very high MAP value, model performance value, in a short possible time. And yes, it's not all models that take very long, depending on the size of the data sets and depending on how much of an enlargement you want to do. So so imagine a data set, an image data set can have let's say 100 images or 200 images. Yeah, you can train it using 20 epochs or 10 epochs, and in 40 minutes, 15 minutes can be ready. But it now begins to take more time when you increase the number of epochs. Let's say, oh, I want to look for the most accurate epoch model that can be built out of this data set. So our system trains and trains and trains using multiple algorithms in the same for all of those epochs that you specified, for the epochs you specified, and comes up with the one with the highest accuracy. So yeah, minimum we work with at the moment is 15, and not because it can't go lower than 15, but for high accuracy, for you to get something that is already useful. So I can come into your school, snap at a particular environment, and already or import these pictures into Autogon Craft, annotate properly, and yeah, build a model that recognize places in your school, things in your school, objects in your school, connect it to your school mobile app, and I can do all of these things in less than 1 hour. Yeah, 15 images will work with for minimum.
Thank you so much, Mr. Obi. I find it really amazing how AI can do all of this. So I understand that 15 images is the minimum for accuracy of the model. Thank you so much for your time.
Mhm.
And one thing I'd like to point out is how your platform Autogon AI is pretty much amazing for anyone looking to harness the power of AI, and you don't have to know how to code to be able to use Autogon AI. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Candy. So let me just buttress more on that last statement you made. So in line with Industry 5.0, so even as the world moves towards much more strategic advancement, solving humanity painful problems, um, it's very pertinent, it's very important that we automate super interesting problems that used to take a lot of months, lot of professional skills and all of that to achieve. So that's the power of no code. So we've done all of those automation and built a very interesting platform that all you just need to do is just do drag and drop. So Mayowa was going to demo Autogon Studio Wizard. For those of you who are wanting to build regression models, classification models, anomaly detection, clustering, time series, with Studio Wizard, you can build very powerful accurate models in just 3 steps. And this is being used today by so many financial institutions, locally and internationally, not only financial institutions, even in the insurance space. So what we've simply done with Autogon AI is to build a very interesting infrastructure that makes it very easy for anyone to be able to build intelligence and integrate intelligence. And yes, and there's a reward for a good job, and that comes with making money, getting that global fame, getting investors, and yeah, you see smiles on people's face because you've been able to solve very painful problem. And cancer will no longer take people its meant to take because of advancements that's going to be built by every one of us. So yeah, is anyone still asking questions? And we're happy to promote some interesting advancements you guys will be building on Autogon AI. We're happy to see some interesting stuff you guys will be doing. Yes, super happy. And yes, let's do great things together.
Thank you so much, Mr. Obi Ebuka. And you mentioned that there will be an hackathon, so we are looking forward to that. 24, do you want to say anything before we round up? Lekon, do you want to say anything?
Sorry, I don't know if I'm audible enough. So to I don't know, to add to what he said, I would love for us to actually sign up on the platform. I already dropped the link in this. I hope the future holds for us. Thank you very much for having us, and it was nice to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the speakers. We really appreciate this experience. The participants, do you have anything to say? Maybe a thank you or what you learned or anything? Okay, thank you everyone. We've come to the end of today's workshop, and I hope we all learned on how to decentralize AI. Thank you so much, Saz. We really appreciate your time. And to our audience for listening, thank you so much. Have a nice night, everyone.